Sri Matre Namaha. Namaste everyone. Welcome back to Zesty Nimbu. This is Sri Rekha. Today is Mahanavami, the 9th day of Sharad Navratri. On this day, we worship goddess Siddhidatri and goddess Mahishasura-Mardini. Before we see more about the goddesses, let's see the shloka performance by Shilpaka, and I'll tell you the meaning of that shloka. This is the Mahishasura-Mardini Stotram. This shloka is Aigiri Nandini, Nandita Medini, Vishwavinodini Nandinute, Girivara Vindhya Sirodhi Nivasini, Vishnu Vilasini, Jishnunute, Bhagavati He Shiti Kantha Kutumbini, Bhuri Kutumbini, Bhuri Krute, Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura-Mardini, Rambyakavartini, Sailashute. So the meaning of this shloka is salutations to goddess Mahishasura-Mardini, who is the daughter of the mountain Himavan, and by whose presence joy is caused to the whole universe. And she is the one who is praised by Nandi, the Vahana of Shiva, and who is residing on the peaks of the outstanding Vindhya mountains, who gives joy to Vishnu as his sister, and she is also praised by Indra. She is none other than Bhagavati, the consort or the wife of blue-throated one, Nilakantha, who is Shiva, and who has all the creation as her family, being the mother of the universe, who does all great things. So victory to you, the destroyer of Mahishasura, the one with beautiful braided hair, the daughter of the mountain. So this is the meaning of that powerful shloka. So on Mahanavami, Siddhidatri goddess is worshipped, and the Alankaram of Brahmarambika Devi today in Srisalam is Siddhidatri. Siddhidatri is the 9th roop of the goddess. After 8 days of Upasana, today she is sitting on a lotus, Padmasana, who has 4 arms having Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma. It's similar to what Sri Mahavishnu holds in his hands, Shankha, Chakra, Padma and Gada. So here she is saying that she is the sister of Narayana, who is Narayani, and she is the one who provides Siddhi to all her devotees. In the first 7 days of the avatars, we have seen that people who do Devi Upasana do the Upasana of the Devi in all the 7 chakras. And on the 8th day, in the avatar of Mahagauri, she is one with Shiva. And on the 9th day, which is Mahanavami, Siddhidatri, the last day of the Navratris, she is sitting alone and ready to give Siddhi to all her devotees. She is ready to take the devotees beyond the worldly pleasures and on the path of moksha. She will give you worldly pleasures, because unless you understand what are these pleasures, you will not go beyond that and go on the path of moksha. So she will give you worldly pleasures as well as moksha. So that is the greatness of this goddess. She will give you 16 siddhis if you follow her. So that is the greatness of Siddhidatri. She gives you siddhi. Now as we go towards Vijayawada, the goddess avatar of Kanakadurga today is Mahishasura-Mardini. Mahishasura-Mardini is depicted having 18 hands with all different kinds of weapons, seated on a lion, Simhavahini. She is the person who kills Mahishasura, a great demon, a great Rakshasa, and in this avatar, she brings about the end of that Rakshasa. So today's story, we'll see who is this Mahishasura, why she has to take this Bhayankar roop of Mahishasura-Mardini to kill that Rakshasa. So long ago, there were 2 Rakshasas, Danavas, Rambha and Karamba, who were the sons of Danu. From the lineage of Danu, Danavas were born. So there were 2 Danavas, Rambha and Karamba, and they were very powerful and very great Rakshasas. But they didn't have any sons or issues. They wanted to do tapasya so that they can get children. So Ramba goes and prays to Agnideva under a peepal tree, where this peepal tree is inhabited by many Yakshinis. Karamba goes into a deep pond, submerging himself in water, and does tapasya from there. Indra is afraid of this tapas, thinking that whatever comes out of this tapas might be bad for all the devas. He goes as a crocodile in the water and kills Karamba. Getting to know that his brother Karamba is dead, Ramba decides to kill himself, offer himself up in front of Agnidev. So he holds his head and is about to cut his own head. So Agnideva appears before him and says, "What are you doing? You're doing a stupid thing. Suicide or killing oneself is the biggest sin, biggest crime. So don't worry, you will get a son who is very powerful and who cannot be killed by any man. And whoever female species that you want to have relationship with, not just a woman, not just a human being, any other species, you will get a great son out of that." And after his tapasya, he is going back and he sees a she-buffalo, and that she-buffalo is enamored by Ramba, and hence she decides to have a relationship with Ramba, and Ramba impregnates the she-buffalo. Then Ramba carries she-buffalo to Patala Loka as his queen. Now, after some time, that she-buffalo is seen by another male buffalo. And because of its nature, that male buffalo wants to have a relationship with this she-buffalo. But Ramba sees this and tries to kill that male buffalo. But the male buffalo is very strong and he kills this Ramba Danava. That she-buffalo runs towards the Yakshinis who were there in the peepal tree. That Yakshinis save that female buffalo and kill that male buffalo. But then the Yakshinis who are fond of Ramba decide to cremate him, and in that cremation pyre, she-buffalo also goes and offers herself up. As she's on the funeral pyre along with her husband Ramba, she gives birth to Mahishasura. Mahishasura is born on that cremation pyre, and he is taken care by the Yakshinis and other Danavas. He is given education by Shukracharya. That way, Mahishasura grows up into a huge and a powerful Rakshasa. Mahisha is basically a buffalo. Mahishasura is the Asura who was born to Ramba and that she-buffalo, and hence he is called Mahishasura. So one day he decides to do tapasya of Brahma. So when Brahma appears before him, he says, "I want immortality." Brahma says, "I can't grant you immortality. You can ask me for anything else." Mahishasura says, "Then I am not to be killed by any man of any species. I only need to be killed by a female. But female can't kill me, a woman can't kill me, because women are very soft. They are only there to produce children. Women can't do anything to me because I am very powerful." So that was the boon he asked, and Brahma says, "Tadhastu." So as days go by, Mahishasura starts attacking everybody and everything. He stays in Patala Loka, but then he starts occupying the other lokas also. He occupies Bhuloka, then he goes into other lokas, and finally he goes to Amaravati, which is the Deva Loka. And then he attacks the Devas, and the Devas can't do anything because they're all men, and men can't kill Mahishasura. So with the help of so many other Danavas, he has many Rakshasas who are very, very powerful in his army, and all of them attack heaven, and none of the Devas can do anything, and they run away, and he occupies Amaravati as well. So this way he starts occupying all the lokas, and the Devas can't do anything. So they go to the Trimurti and they ask what is to be done. The Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, say that we need to create a goddess from our amshas, from our parts, who can kill this Mahishasura. So the combination of our parts and more will make sure that there is somebody who is capable, a woman who is capable of killing this Mahishasura. Then they create a goddess who is Ma Bhagavati, who is the supreme goddess and who is very, very powerful because she is the combination of all the amshas of all these gods. And she is again equipped with all the weapons given by the various devas, and Brahma and Shiva and Vishnu, all of them, they give their weapons. Ma Bhagavati comes, and she is the person who has 18 hands which contain various weapons given by various gods. And she is riding on a lion, Simha Vahini. This is how she comes. And then, as she is talking to the Devas, she laughs uproariously. Big laugh. This laugh is heard in Patala Loka by Mahishasura. And Mahishasura sends his emissaries to know who's this who's laughed so loudly, and he wants to know about that person. Then his attendants, his spies go and find out that she is a lady who has been born to kill Mahishasura. So Mahishasura says, is she beautiful? Then the spies say, yes, she is very beautiful. Then Mahishasura decides that she must be his queen. So he sends in many Rakshasas to hold her and capture her. But the Rakshasas can't do anything. She kills everybody. Then Mahishasura sends another Rakshasa and says that she must become his queen. Then she says, I already have a husband, Parameshwara, and I don't want to have any relationship with a less intellectual being like you who is a buffalo. So this hurts Mahishasura more and he starts attacking her. He personally enters the battle and she also starts attacking him with all the weapons. So Rambha was his father, right? So Rambha, when he is dead, he takes another birth by the name of Raktabija who joins Mahishasura. Because of his moh for his son, Rambha becomes Raktabija in his next Janma and he is in the army of Mahishasura. So Mahishasura sends Raktabija to attack the Devi. Then what happens? She brings out Kali, who is extremely dark and who is very bhayankar, very fearsome to look at. And this Raktabija, whenever anybody attacks him, if a drop of blood falls on the ground, there is another Rakshasa which comes out of that. So the number of blood drops which fall on the ground from his body, so many Rakshasas come out. And Ma Bhagavati tells Kali to make sure that there is no blood which comes out of Raktabija and which falls on the ground. This way, Kali opens her mouth, spreads her tongue on the complete battlefield, and Raktabija's blood is swallowed completely by Kali, and that way she kills Raktabija. And then Mahishasura, who has the ability to change his roop, he keeps changing his roop every time the goddess tries to kill him. But eventually she kills him with the trident, takes off his head with the chakra given by Vishnu, the trident by Shiva, and then she holds the head. This is how she is portrayed also in many photographs. So finally she ends up killing Mahishasura. Then she is in that Bhayankar roop. The gods don't know what to do. They start praying to her, please come back to your normal roop and all. Finally she cools down and she goes to her abode, which is Manidvipa. That is the story of Mahishasura Mardini. That is how she kills Mahishasura. She takes the form of a woman and kills him because he can't be killed by any man as per the boon given by Brahma. This is the story from Devi Bhagavata in the 5th skanda. If you want to read it, please go ahead and read it. It is a very great story to read. On the 9th day of Navratri, we have seen the story of Mahishasura Mardini. Tomorrow is Vijayadashami, which is the festival of Dashera. So tomorrow we'll talk about Vijayadashami. I hope you have liked today's video. If you have, give a thumbs up, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, and do follow me on all the social media handles. I'll see you tomorrow on the festival of Dashera. Until then, Namaste. Shri Matre Namaha.